Hello, Sheena Douglass here again. Now, what you're looking at is a card, really pretty, very delicate. But when you see it in the flesh, very delicately blingy, pretty Christmas card here. Created with my new Ornate Snowflake Silhouette Stamps, which is an A5 set. So all the images you're seeing on here, the wording and all the swirls and the snowflakes are on that stamp collection. But the background has been created with the Radiant Rain Pourables, absolutely gorgeous, by Luminart, really pretty. So that's one I'm going to show you the background. I'm not going to make the whole card, I'll talk you through how I've made it, but it's more about the background. And then more, a little bit more in your face now, from one extreme to the other, really intense here. This one has also been created with the same collection of stamps, but with the a different set of the Pourables, and this one is called I thought it was Rainy Day. How could I not remember Rainy Day, living in the northeast of England? I think I just blanked it out, put it in a safe part of my mind. Alright, so let's crack on then. So here I am, all set up for a little bit of colour chemistry here. Not really, it's that easy. You just pour it in a thing and paint with it. What I've got is, I'm using the Pearlesque set. Now you get 3 colours. I'm just pick the one out for the minute, and I'm going to use Pearl Lilac. Now you get in here, you get Pearl Lilac, you get Pearl Blue, and you get Pearl Green, and they all look white. So don't be disappointed, but because what they've got in them is an interference mica that reflects. Maybe the light can just pick up like a violet kind of glint from this. But the great thing about these ones is they look amazing over black card, but they're fantastic base for making any of your own blingy mica colours, and I'm going to show you how. So because it's a pourable set, you get your colours, you get 3 of each in each set. You get a little funnel to pour colour back into the bottle if you pour too much out. You get a dropper, not just for you know, measuring, but also for background techniques, which I'll show you in this tutorial. You get lids to put on your little mixing cups, which is what I've got ready here, so you can save colours if you don't use them all. So it's all great. Now I'm shaking this up because you want to make the micas all, make sure it's all mixed up, and then I'm going to pop in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's try 12. Let's see how we get on with 12 drops. Now you can see already you're getting an idea of how far these are going to go. It's not like a full pump of a spray where and it's over spraying, you're wasting stuff. Even if you pick it up on paper, you're going to just put it where you want it. I've got that same colour, just the Pearlesque Lilac, in each of these little pots. Now, I mentioned colouring them. Distress ink re-inkers, perfect for recolouring these. Absolutely fab. Because it's a dropper, you just take it a bit, drop it in. The other thing you can use, so I've got things like, you know, gorgeous things like faded jeans, you've got dusty concord, any of your distress ink droppers, or alternatively even your Spectrum Noir refillables. So I mean, it's amazing how far these will go. So let's start with the light one. Let's try this pink one. If you want it darker, just put a few more in, but you'll be surprised at how little you need. Let's do 1, 2. You're going to get loads of colour in that. Look, 2 drops. Now what you're going to get is a pearly pink paint. Fab. Don't you love it? When you've got stuff in your craft room, you can make go further. Right, again, 1, 2. Now, that's it. I mean, how little are you using of all this stuff? I've got to be honest, well, to say I'm tight as a crafter would be about the right kind of description. I am. If I'm using a product, especially a new product, I want to know that, doesn't matter how good it looks, I want to know, is it going to last me? Because, you know, some products I've looked at and I've rejected because, like, well, here they'll last like 5 minutes if I'm lucky. So what I'm going to do is spritz the card. Always spritz your card if you want it to blend in better. And then I'm going to take the lightest colour again, mix it up, get it all smushed in together, because the mica will have settled even in just that short time. And then just go ahead and start painting. Now look how gorgeous you've got all that colour. That was just a pearl. That was just clear. How fab is that? So. How much, I put far too much out here. This is going to do at least a couple of A4 sheets, I would say, here. Okay, and then we'll maybe go to the purple. Look at how far this is going, seriously. And then we can maybe go to the blue colour. Now I want that to blend in though. See how I've just got it? And if you want to make a purpley colour further down, if you want to, look, you can just come further down. See? Just don't be scared to have a play. But what I like is like a little bit of area of the lighter, you know, so I can decide which side up is going to be my card. But I love those kind of tones. But look at how nicely they're blending in. Now, if you've got too much on, just take it off your brush, go ahead and just go over it again, and you'll see it'll all blend. You'll get kind of like a, you know, you would buy a card like that. And look, that's how easy it is. Can I show you how much I've got left? Look, it's ridiculous. Look at all this. You're going to get at least another 2-3 A5 cards done out of that amount. How many drops? 10 drops? Say? Absolutely loads. So this is why you've got your little tops. So if you mix it, you put your little top on, and even if you want to use it a bit later, go and have a cup of tea, it's not going to evaporate. Even the next day it's going to be good to go. Alright, so we'll pop that to one side. I'm going to dry that and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is it dried, and I'm hoping, again, the camera will pick up the shine, if you get the little thread of the mica through that. But look at the colour, how gorgeous is that? So these could be any colours, whatever you've got to pop in there. You could use your H2Os to mix them to a paste, the darker colours. Mix a little bit of those in with your pearlesque pourables, and that'll colour them as well. So, you know, you've got a great heads up. That would be one of my first sets I'd get, to be honest, because then you've got any colour you want. And now that'll be the background, so I'm going to talk you through what I've done to create this card, just because of the time. I want to show you another technique. So fab, absolutely gorgeous. Remember, wet background, Centura pearl, the reverse side. Tape it to your background to make it easier. Dry it, Bob's your uncle. Gorgeous. Now, the finished card. I've actually stamped, if you look here, hopefully, you can see a swirl, a gold swirl in there. That's on that set as well. Don't look at the fingers, it's really quite disgusting. You can see the really pretty gold swirl. I've just stamped that randomly around the edge. Not everywhere, but just, you know, just here and there. And that swirl is on that same stamp set with little snowflakes in amongst it. And I've used brass sparkle embossing powder in the wow. Then I've used an acetate overlay, heat resistant, and I've stamped and embossed the snowflakes randomly, the large and small ones, using a lilac with a little bit of I can't remember the name of it, I'm sorry, but it's a wow powder again. But just look for any pretty pale pinky lilac-y embossing powders you've got, it'll work great. And this one's a pale lilac with a little bit of a glitter in it as well. And then I've attached it with brads. Your greeting, again, that's from the set, and you're done. That's a great, really pretty, delicate but bling-tastic card there now. Now we're going to move on to something with a bit more impact, and I'm going to show you this background. Right, so this background, really interested in this one. We're going to get all texture and we're going to just have fun and play. And the set I'm using is the Rainy Day, which includes red pearl, it includes the blue flame, and it includes the pewter. So those are the three colours in Rainy Day, and they really do look just like that if you want. But of course you can have a prettier and cleaner blue. If you put the pewter in the mix, it becomes more of a rainy day. If you leave the pewter out, it's more of a sunny day. So it's up to you. Any weather you want, it's all good. Right, now I'm going to spritz the card as usual. It's Centura Pearl, reverse. And I want this to be quite pale, so I'm going to start off with the red pearl. Give it a mix and use that largest brush from your Paint Fusion brushes and just brush all over the background. This is going to put a nice shimmery coat over the whole background before we start to do anything else. Now, I said I wanted it pale, so I'm just going to use a little bit of the blue that's in that set. And you can even graduate. Look, if I want it darker towards the bottom, that's really good. That's fab. That's lovely jubbly. Okay, we'll just do that, a little bit more of this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the dropper to have a bit of fun with this one. Use your dropper, pick it up, and then you can start, and let's put some of the blue on here. Just put some drops anywhere you want of the blue. Just even touch it here and there. And you're going to get little areas where it's going to spread and feather out. The wetter the card, the more this is going to feather. Once it starts to dry, it'll stay more static and stuck in its place. But look, just touch it. I'm not even squeezing the dropper here, I'm just touching the background. there's enough pigment and it's so strong in there that you can just get that lovely effect. So you can see how it gives that impression of, like, you know, watery, rainy kind of look. Just, and I've used hardly any. I haven't even used a dropper full. Clean your dropper, just put it in your water and just squish it back and forward. It's off camera, you won't see it, but believe me, that's what I'm doing. And then you can, we'll put a little bit of the grey, the pewter in here as well, why not? And this is going to dirty it up a little bit, but it's going to look so cool. See, so some drops of the pewter. And be careful, I'm hardly dropping this. See how you're just making a nice random kind of different texture background. There isn't any of the other product in the range that you can do this kind of thing with. I like it because even that's gonna, and you're gonna get the mica in the pewter looks amazing when the liquid diffuses out. You see, you've got like little, like kind of snowbally kind of glittery glitter balls. That's what I'm thinking, disco balls. Love it. And then let's go back over now. I'm going to dry that a little bit, and then I'm going to drop some of that pearl red on there again, and you're going to see just how amazing that looks when it just sits on top of it. So if you want it to diffuse, wet, but if you want it to stay where it's at, dry it. So I'm just mixing this up to make sure the mica's all mixed in again, switching it in my little container. Then I'm going to get it into the dropper, and then I'm going to start dropping this. Now, what should happen here is you're going to get a nice kind of, it looks red when it does its thing, to be honest. And you've got options here, okay? You can leave it like as it is, but if you wanted to smush in more and look more diffused and just have all these textures blending in together, you just use your water spritzy bottle. Isn't that good fun? Look, you can drop some of the red in the middle of the blue and you get a different thing entirely as well. So, right, now we're going to put that to one side. And if you leave it, you're going to get more of an interesting effect where it's going to spread out and blend and do its own thing. Let's spritz it a little bit and see what we're going to get there. So just wet it, and what will happen is the colours will start smushing more into each other. The strongest colour, that blue, is going to stay where it's at. Right, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to dry it now, come back to you, and we'll see what we've got. So this is what we've just made. Now it looks different to the previous one, but because I dropped it onto a drier background. So if you want it to spread out more, make sure the background's still wet. When you drop your colours on, it'll all diffuse more. But if you want it more like little circles, just make sure the background isn't as wet. As you can see on this one, it's more diffused and things, and it's run a little bit here and there. There's only one thing to do to finish it off, and that's to stamp with your paints as well. Now the brush you need for this is perfect. Again, it's the flat, the largest in the, or the medium size will do from the Paint Fusion brushes. But I'm going to use the dark blue, mix it up, get it into the brush, take off the excess, and then just brush over your stamp. Actually, you know, make sure your stamps are clean. I think with mine, it doesn't happen very often. It's actually better if they are clean. And then just look, I'm not even reloading my brush, it'll go so far. And then just go ahead and just randomly stamp your snowflake over that. Haven't reloaded the brush, you noticed? Still all the paint that's on there. Just going back over it again. And it's all about layering and interest, and I just think that for me is what catches my eye with cards and backing papers and things. Okay, it's on there, you got to look a little bit down there. Still, one load of the brush. How far? This is just, you don't get this with an inferior quality product. Luminart, because of the pigment, the amount of pigment they pack in and the quality, you can just do that and it goes so far. Don't think they're all the same. These are, see how fab that is? And that's the background. To finish it off, cut your snowflakes out, get your colour. If you want it lighter, put a little bit of the light colour on first. If you want it just light, that's fine. If you want it darker, put the blue over. The embossing powder will repel the colour, and you just dry it, and it's all good. Okay, when that's up, actually let's just blast that really quickly. I'll dry really quickly. Bling-tastic. Just let you see the amount of bling that's coming out of there already. Okay, and you've got your gorgeous layer, and you can see how that's going to work there. Try my messy way to show you how that works.